not just something to consider or something to know. It is absolutely something you need to consider. Yes,
so
sir?
let's role play. Okay, I'm going to be someone that calls you. Not like that. We don't even do that. We're boring. Okay. I do Okay, we're going to stop right here before we get in. There's nothing to explain. I was going to make a joke about a fireman costume, but I don't have one.
Okay, stop. Okay. Let's move on.
Please. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so...
It's Amy and Eric again for another Sunday drive. It is. So today we are actually going to be driving from Lake Louisa State Park here in Clermont, which is where we are now, except we're going to loop-de-loop around. We're not going to actually go into the park.
Because I don't want to pay. No, I'm kidding. It's $5 to get into Lake Louisa State Park.
It is well worth that small admission fee. So Lake Louisa State Park is beautiful, by the way. It is beautiful. It has hiking trails, kayaking, boating, horseback riding. It's just a really, truly lovely park.
People say hidden gem a lot. Mm-hmm. Hidden gem. Although I'm not sure it's that hidden. People who live here know that this exists. Right. But you don't hear about it, I almost feel like you should hear about Lake Louisa State Park nationally. It's
really beautiful. I mean, it's tucked back here. You can see the landscape all around it is just so beautiful. And this is kind of the hot spot. This is where new civilization is coming. In fact, speaking of
hot spots, I knew that's where you were going with that. Did I step on your segue?
You took
rewind. Wait, okay, rewind. Edit.
Marriage. Anyway, okay.
Speaking of hotspots, Amy, where are we now?
So we are getting ready. Can I go over there though?
Yeah, you can go straight. And there's a thing in the middle.
Cool.
And again, if we crash, it'll make.
Oh my lord. No, stop. So we're going to a community called Ridgeview. It's one of my new favorite, exciting communities that is just starting.
Okay this way.
And boom, diggity! Look at that.
That's my whole job. I just did my entire job.
All right, so we are at Ridgeview. So Ridgeview is a brand new community by both Pulte and Hanover family builders in here. This, my friends, is the hot spot. Point
the car at that sign. Like take a right, so we see that sign right there.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Read the sign as you go by.
Pre-sales happening now. 76 homes sold. Guess what? They're probably at about 100 by now.
Probably.
They were well into the 80s the last time I checked, which was like last week. So this community is fabulous. So they are doing pre-sales. So what that means, for those of you who don't quite understand, because it's happening a lot now, there's a lot of communities where the model homes themselves are not completely built yet. So they are starting to pre-sell, pre-contract on homes, essentially by selling out of another community. For instance, in this particular community with Pulte, they're pre-selling out of Lakeview Preserve. And with Hanover Family Builders, they're currently pre-selling out of Ardmore Reserve. Both of those communities are close by. But I am so stinking excited about this community. I cannot stand it.
And if you look off there,
it's gorgeous.
So these homes right here it's called Ridgeview. Literally, and these homes have a ridge view of that beautiful lake back there.
Yes.
Just a lovely. There's no houses here yet. There's some framing.
Well,
it's gonna be beautiful. You can just tell.
They're starting. They're again with all the pre-sales happening. So Pulte started their pre-sales a bit earlier than Hanover Family Builders did, but I'm gonna loop around because I don't want to try to get through all this craziness. If that's all right with you guys.
That's okay
right?
with us.
I'm just gonna do one of
those. There's what they're doing up there. By the way, is they're filling. Correct me if I'm wrong. It seems to me that they are putting concrete into the cinder block. True.
Yes.
Like to fill it to make it nice and sturdy.
Yes.
Which is kind of why we do that.
Yes.
So that's what they're doing. But they're also kind of blocking the road.
They are kind of blocking the road. But that's okay. They don't expect people like us to be back here because there's really nothing to see. You can see that the 2 model homes are over there, well under construction. So probably in another 2 months, we'll have some model homes here that we can feature on the YouTube channel. But until then, we're just going to continue with our Sunday drive. So again, this community called Ridgeview, gorgeous community, brand new here in Clermont with both Pulte and Hanover Family Builders. Hanover has started their pre-sales as well, working first with their executive series, which are their larger home sites, I believe 60 feet wide. And again, Pulte has already kind of done a blistering of sales already. They started to pre-sell just a bit earlier than Hanover did, but again, super excited.
So what do I do? Okay, if I'm watching this video and I go, boy, Ridgeview is the thing.
Yes.
Okay. Hypothetically, if I'm not your husband,
yes,
and I want to talk about these homes. People saw on our YouTube channel we had the video of the Palmer.
Yes.
Just last week we showed you the video of the Palmer. They're going to build the Palmer in this community. True?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if I want a Palmer or another home or whatever, what do I do? Because right now it's hard to get a home.
It is. The first thing you do is you call me, and I'm not kidding. We have to, in this market, this crazy, insane market that we're in. Thank you, sir. In this crazy, insane market, you really, really do need the help of, honestly, not just any realtor. You need someone who is well-versed and well-experienced when it comes to new construction. It's those contacts that realtors like myself have with these builders that is going to, it's not going to get you ahead of anyone else in line, but is definitely going to help you when it comes to knowing what might potentially be released, perhaps a bit sooner than it is made available to the public. So,
call or text, and we'll get started, because it really is. We like to say that. By the way, you can see off. We'll show the camera out the side there. You can sort of see Ridgeview going back there around that lake. That's that lake we saw from up there, and there's the ridge back there. So just going to be really beautiful. But just to set the terms of where we are, and then I want to talk to you about another thing that's really important for buyers right now. But we are on Route 27, which is a north-south corridor, really down through Lake County and the city of Clermont. We are in Clermont at the moment. But this will be called eventually, are we in Wellness Way or are we in Olympus?
I like Olympus. So,
Olympus.
Yeah, so this whole area is getting ready to have a huge kind of a regeneration, or it's an insurgence of all this fun and excitement. There's going to be an Olympic training center here. There's going to be an entire sports complex, almost like a sports village, to my understanding. At least that's what the initial plans are. So let's just say that you live in some other state and your kids happen to play in a travel sport, whether it's baseball or football or soccer. And a lot of times you'll have those really large tournaments. And so those types of things are often held in Florida because it's such a great place to have them, especially through Disney. But this is going to be another place that you can come. You can not only hold those large sporting events, but there's training centers for true Olympians. And then you're also going to have the hotels and the restaurants and the stores, commercial and retail, to kind of help support that. So this entire area, which is very indicative of what you're seeing right now, with just lots of nature on either side of the road, is going to have a completely different aesthetic in a couple of years. The landscape is going to be completely different.
We have so much to talk about today.
Yes, we do.
Again, we're going to be sharing stuff with you about. We just passed a sign that said 440 acres for sale. That's a huge development that's going to come. But
if you'd like to buy it, call me at 407-848-8042.
Yes, but we have so much to talk about. We didn't mention we're going to go to Sawgrass and Serenoa and show you where that Disney connector is going to be. We're coming up over here on the Ghoul Grip Zip. Is a monster challenge race thing they're having. There is the giant gorilla with the American flag that we're going to pass, and then this is a citrus stand. It's the showcase of citrus.
Yes.
You can get they have monster truck rides back through the citrus fields and things. That is a kitschy place. Kitschy. That's our word for the tour. That is a kitschy place. You should visit that if you come by.
Okay.
But I do want. So we're going to. But we're almost to Sawgrass. So I want you to talk about contingencies.
Okay.
Because one of the biggest questions we get when people call is, do I have to sell my house to be able to contract on another one? So give us the.
Can I talk about Sawgrass and Serenoa just a bit in preparation for that?
Well, yeah, sure.
Okay. So
it's your show.
Okay, so we are turning into, when I say this a lot, because I talk to clients a lot about this particular area, unfortunately is mostly sold out. So we're having a bit of a,
having a bit of a truck coming over.
A bit of a truck trying to get into my lane. Anyway, okay, so Sawgrass Bay and Serenoa are two separate communities, although connected. You're going to turn off of 27 onto Sawgrass Bay Boulevard. You'll see communities on your right and left that are Sawgrass Bay communities. They have their own amenity center. And then you're going to drive basically smack dab into Serenoa. And you have some builders on the right and on the left. And they have their own amenity center. And we're gonna talk about that maybe a little bit too. But let's get back to your biggest question, which is it is a true issue right now. It's not just something to consider or something to know. It is absolutely something you need to consider. Yes.
So
sir?
let's role play. Okay, I'm gonna be someone that calls you. Not like that. We don't even do that. We're boring. Okay. I do. Okay, we're gonna stop right here before we get in. There's nothing to explain. I was gonna make a joke about a fireman costume, but I don't have one.
Okay, stop. Okay. Let's move on.
Please. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so.
An Australian accent, please.
That's the other one. Was that Australian?
No, that was.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, but we're gonna role play. That's where we're going. We're gonna role play.
Role play.
So I'm gonna call you and I'm gonna ask you about 3 different scenarios, and you tell me whether or not I can buy a house right now.
One.
Hey, Amy.
No one knows that. One ring you dingy.
Lily Tomlin. Good stuff.
Damn it. Okay, good job.
No, I know that.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I call you and I say, Amy.
Yes.
I am a cash buyer. I have money and would like to buy a house. Can I contract on a house? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, Amy, I have a house that I own, but I have enough money to sell that, to buy another home. I can qualify for a loan to buy that without having to sell my current home. I'm
right. So then you are not contingent to sell your existing home.
I'm not contingent to sell.
Correct.
So I'm good.
You're good.
Okay. Amy,
yes.
I have a house for sale. It's under contract. So I should definitely be able to contract to buy a new home in Central Florida because I have the contract. I know when I'm going to close, and I'll need that money when I close.
The new home. Okay.
Yes.
So that's called a contingency to close.
Okay.
That in a normal market is quite desirable. So
Yes.
whether it's new construction or whether it's a typical resale home, the seller would usually entertain that situation because you are officially under contract. We're simply waiting for the day that you can close so that you'll have those funds so that you can then move forward and close on your existing home. However, usually the next question that I get from a builder in a home to close scenario is they're going to say, have you gone through the inspection process yet? So even when you list your home, there's 2 speed bumps. It could potentially, be something that we want to make sure you are clear before you can really feel comfortable. One is the inspection, because your buyer for your existing home is going to have an inspection. If there's any issues, that's something that you're going to have to negotiate or discuss and hopefully move forward. But that's also a time that a potential buyer could back out. So you want to make sure you've cleared that. So the builder is always, or seller is always going to ask, or a realtor who knows what they're doing, who has someone involved that has a home to close contingency, is going to want to know where you are through the appraisal or inspection process. And then that second hurdle is the appraisal, just making sure that there's no financial issues as to whether or not the home appraised. So those are the different types of contingencies. It's so again, you have.
I have one more scenario.
Okay, one more
Amy,
scenario.
my house is listed for sale, but it is not yet sold, and I need the money to do that. Will they let me contract on a home here?
No. No, but. So in a different climate, when it comes to real estate here in this area, it used to be that if a builder would allow you a home to sell contingency, because now that's what you're talking about, is a home to sell contingency, they would typically say, yes, we'll allow you to write the contract, but we're only going to give you 60 days, which is 2 months.
Hey, we're coming into Serenoa real quick.
We are.
We ended Sawgrass. Yeah. We're into Serenoa.
Yeah, so you see how there was just one road?
Yes.
We just kind of went right in. And you want to go through Palms now?
Yeah, go to Palms now.
Okay, we'll just loop through Palms. By the way, we'll pause the contingency conversation. So Palms at Serenoa is a 55-plus community by D.R. Horton in their Freedom Home series. This is one of my favorite spots for a 55-plus community.
Another hidden gem.
It is absolutely. So every single one of their home sites here is... Well, I guess I should say none of them are going to back up to a rear neighbor.
Right.
All of them are going to have some kind of their own private view, whether it's just nature behind you or, conservation or just green space or whatever the case may be. But it is such a lovely community, one of my favorites, and the prices are right. And this is one of my main reasons for loving them so much. So they make it very easy to purchase. They also make it very easy for you to choose your interior design. And that is usually where your budget gets blown up. Okay, so if you build a home, you go to the design center, all of a sudden you're in tears because you're like, I cannot believe what they're charging for this, that, or the other. So in this case, all of their design options, are collections. And I think they have like 4 or 5 of them. And they're all beautiful, by the way. They're all professionally designed. So all of the components, the carpet, the tile, the kitchen cabinets, the counters, all of those are beautiful and cohesive, and they give you some nice varied options. Now, what they have too that I really like is that they have an upgraded package. And the upgraded package is going to provide you a taller cabinet in the kitchen. It's going to add the backsplash. And it just gives you a few more little perks to it. And in each of those cases, now again, do not quote me on the price, because the builder has the right to change their price at any moment in time. But generally speaking, no matter which of the packages you decide to upgrade, it adds an additional $15,000 to the purchase price. Yep. And that's about it. And that's what I think is so amazing.
It's such a relief.
It is such a relief.
And they're beautiful. They're great
gorgeous
packages.
Go through after the video. Go through Palms at Serenoa with D.R. Horton. Freedom Homes is their kind of 55 plus series. All of their models are absolutely stunning, and they're all done with their design packages. So kudos to them, and I love this. It's such a nice little community, and there's still more coming, lots more phases.
And it feels very much, there's a new phase over there.
There's a whole new phase coming out to our left.
And it feels very much like, for me, it gets the perfect blend of, you're sort of out in the countryside in a 55 plus community. It's quiet. The fireworks are just over the horizon because we're very close to Disney. Mm-hmm. But you're not in the middle of all the crazy activity, but you can get there real fast if you want to. So it has the best of everything, and it really is, to me, a hidden gem.
It is, absolutely.
So, contingency to sell, just finish that up real quick.
Right, so contingency to sell basically means exactly what you said, which is I have a home, I have to sell it, it's on the market, but it's not officially under contract. And unfortunately, they're not going to really let you write a contract. Or if they do, they're going to put the parameter of usually a 60-day window for you to get it under contract. If it is not under contract by then, they could they'll just cancel your contract here. Perhaps they'll extend it a little bit. But ultimately what they're doing is, because it takes about 3 months for your home to go through a permitting process here for new construction, they're essentially giving you that little window to get your home under contract to switch it to a contingency to
close.
To close.
Right? Yes. Now, Amy, though, the market is so hot right now where I live that I know my house will sell in 2 days. I know it will.
Good.
But it's not on the market yet. Can I write a contract?
No.
Okay. Should I be able to? Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
And back in the day, way back in 2020, you could do that. But it's just literally right now, they have so many buyers for every home that, first of all, if you don't have a buyer agent that's working the phones every day, I don't know what you're going to do. And I'm not saying that because my wife is in real estate and I'm a realtor, and I'm not saying that because of that. I'm saying it because I literally don't know how you do it. I don't know.
Well, and here's something that I don't know if this is even something we even thought about talking about today, but I do want to mention this because I love my builders. My builders are great to me. They're great working with me. There's not a builder out here that I haven't worked with, but I will tell you that as a corporate policy for most of the builders, they are changing things in the way they are allowing a regular potential home buyer. By the way, it doesn't even mean you're ready to contract, just someone who's interested in getting information about the community. If you in many cases, not a blanket statement, in many cases, if you reach out to a community via their internet chat person or their internet home consultant, they're going to talk to you. I'm going to pull into the amenity center and just chat for a minute. Sure. They're going to, they'll get your name, they'll get your email address, they'll get your regular mailing address and your phone number, and they're not going to ask you if you're working with a realtor. You're probably not going to provide that information because you're probably just having fun on a Saturday night going through some YouTube channels, and it leads you to a website, which takes you to another website. Yep. And you think it's all completely innocent because, after all, you're just considering moving. But what you don't know is that they have entered you into the system and they've automatically decided that you're not going to have a realtor. And I've had this happen a couple of times to my clients who just unknowingly went to the website, and there's the big thing, if you want for your free information packet, call this number. Mm-hmm. And so that's what they did. So they were never asked if they were working with a realtor. They didn't necessarily provide the information because, again, they were just innocently looking around. So I think my point of that bit of the conversation is that if you are truly serious about looking, whether or not you're 100% on board to move, but if you are truly serious about it, you need to protect yourself because it doesn't cost you anything to have a realtor help you. In most cases, not me for sure. It doesn't cost you anything, but it is super, super, super important that you disclose that at the beginning of a conversation. But more importantly, don't have a conversation with anyone until you talk to your realtor. Back in the day when we weren't in such a crazy, insane market with such limited inventory, and in such a seller's market, there were times that you could maybe negotiate some of the incentives, maybe get a little bit more over here, maybe a little bit less on the lot premium. But those days currently don't exist right now. But you do need to have a realtor kind of help you through the process. And we won't even get into that for today's tour because I know we want to keep going.
Well, we kind of did get into it, but go ahead and go.
Yeah, okay.
But I'll wrap that up by saying there is a reason why the builders are doing that. It's not that they're out to mess you up.
Right.
It's that over the course of time, occasionally they have had people. Everyone knows a realtor. Okay, everyone knows a realtor. There's 18,000 of them in Orlando, and many of them are just friends and family that have never even sold a house, done a deal, whatever. But they at the last minute go, "Oh, my Uncle Bob is my realtor." So then Uncle Bob gets a commission, and Uncle Bob never did anything.
Right.
So I understand that. If I'm a builder, I'm getting
agree.
very upset about that.
I am 100% on board with that.
And it happens enough that they've reacted to that. So that's what that is.
Absolutely.
Amy works very hard for her clients and is going to work very hard to find you the right situation, the right house, get you the best incentives, let you know if the pricing is good, bad, or somewhere in between, whatever that is. So site agents and builders love realtors that are involved. They love it.
They do.
They're trying to protect themselves from just somebody slipping in a name for a deal. So we totally understand that. Mm-hmm. But the result of the policy is sometimes they will just say, no, you can't have a realtor because you happen to push the chat with someone.
Yeah.
Now they say, no, you can't do it anymore. Pull in here just because we've got another community.
Yeah. So where we are, we're just at the amenity center for the Serenoa section. That's where we kind of stopped and I went on my little tangent. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
But now we're turning into the new Pulte community.
Serenoa Lakes. And look at that sign. 33 homes sold already.
33 homes already sold. And again, they're pre-selling, my friends. They don't even have their models in here
yet. You can see over there that the pipes are not run in the back.
But, and by the way, I'm not going to get too deep back in there because I don't want to.
Yeah.
I can loop right up.
Yeah. Now, to be clear, this is not 55 plus. We were just in Palms, which is 55 plus.
Correct. Exactly.
D.R. Horton also has a community called Edgemont. We passed the sign earlier. That's coming up sometime soon. I don't actually know where that is. There's a sign in a place that you can't really build a community, but I'm assuming they're going to put a road in there or something. But so Palms at Serenoa is the only 55 plus community in Serenoa.
Right, and in Sawgrass.
So this is not a 55 plus.
No.
The value of this one, when Amy turns right up here, you're about to see what the tremendous value of this particular community is.
Yes. And honestly, all of those communities that are in that along Sawgrass Bay Boulevard, because in one of our earlier Sunday drives, when we did our drive from Encore at Ovation over to, was it Disney? Is that where we went?
Yes.
Encore at Ovation to Disney?
Our first drive.
So, yeah, there you go. So when we came out of Encore at Ovation, we referenced out to the left. And we said that road is going to connect. And here we are. So this road actually is going to span between Lake County and Orange County.
In fact, the border is right in front of us.
It's right in front of us.
There's a little fence up there. You may not be able to see it.
So this road has stopped. Like Lake County has gotten it up to the end of their property line, so to speak, or their county line. Orange County is going to make that connection, and it's going to connect all the way to Western Way. There's a toilet.
There's a random toilet there.
Random toilet right there in the middle.
The amenity center. a second set of amenities. Not really.
Okay.
But that's it. So literally right now we are, I would say, 4.5 miles from Disney is where we are.
Yeah.
So and if you viewed our tour, it took us 6 minutes to get from what is 500 yards away from us to Disney. That's how long it took us, 6 minutes. So right now we're 7 minutes from Disney. 2025 is the scheduled time for that to happen. But imagine if you're coming into Serenoa Lakes with Pulte right now, at a certain price point, because to drive to Disney from here, right this second, is 25 minutes.
Right.
So you're a long way from Disney by road, but as the crow flies, or as the turkey buzzard flies that just flew over us, you're not far at all. So if in 2025 when that road opens up, now this road is not going to become a 4-lane road.
No.
There's no plan for that. Now we never know what's going to happen, but there's not really even space for it. But So this is always going to be this sort of road, and there's 2 other big connectors that are planned. So this road is still going to be this sleepy little nice road, but it's going to lead you right to Disney.
It is. And so your commute to Disney will be just a hop, skip, and a jump.
There's lots of gator water over there.
There's lots of gator water. Now, so I would like to request, Passion Flower is up here.
Okay.
So Passion Flower is the name of one of the roads that goes through the David Weekley
name.
section. It is a fantastic name. And I sold so many homes on that street.
True.
They should rename it, like Amy Flower.
Amy Flower? That's nice.
Hey, by the way, you haven't noticed what I'm wearing today.
I have noticed. This is our anniversary gift that I got for you. That's
just
apparently
celebrate.
laylavender stone.
Oh.
Many years. We celebrated many years of marriage.
28?
Yeah, I have my wallet that you gave me.
I got him a new wallet.
I did. I'm not wearing it. I mean, I'm wearing it, but
Are we
I'm
going to be done with our tour now?
I guess we could be done. So, over to the right is Passion Flower Road.
Yes.
It leads to there. Some Pulte homes there. Some Centex homes. Some Park Square homes. Everything is here.
Yes.
But now we're not, because we're done for the day. So say that catchphrase and let's get out of here.
All right, guys. I thank you so much for watching. Happy house hunting.